back and improve on their performances from Tallinn 2 years ago. Charlie Carvel, who just is going to come through in the next few.
So as you can see on the scoreboard at the far end of the Kejuaraan Stadium, it's the men's 4x400 meters. So it's Plata, Inez, Ramirez and Garcia. Garcia, last year's European Under-18 champion. Lavassier, Klemenic, Guillard and Lacroix.
For Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
The good Great Britain Northern Ireland quartet. Carvel, my namesake, Minshall, Race and Lunt.
Scooping Alpha and Zien for
Germany's
Germany.
Kroll, Kawasa, Scooping Alpha and Zien.
Lane 4, Bosch, Doody, Mannion.
Ireland in lane 4 with Bosch, Doody, Stephen Mannion handing over to David Mannion on the anchor leg.
Lane 3, Di Benedetto, Cruz, Masco Vetter.
Italy's Dina Benedette, Bruce,
Lane 2,
Mariska Vetter and Gilberto.
for Poland.
Poland's Piszowski, Miklaszak, Wosiak and Sved. And then Borselman, Weimar, fourth in the long jump. Then the two men who finished in silver and gold position in the 400 meters hurdles, Antti Sainio and Jere Hapalainen. Heats were won by Britain and Germany yesterday morning. Both those teams looked very good indeed in those heats yesterday. So from the inside, the very last event of these 2023 European Athletics Under-20 Championships. From the inside, Finland, Poland, Italy, Ireland, Germany, Great Britain, Northern Ireland, France and Spain. Most athletics aficionados will know, the stagger doesn't unwind until after the first bend on the second leg. But at this stage, Charlie Carvel, silver medalist in the 400 meters, looking very strong indeed. Looks so disappointed after missing out on the gold in the men's 400 meters. Looking very determined indeed. I'm sure he wants to stand on top of the podium. But so too, at this stage, Lavassier and Sergio Plata of Spain. So it's Britain, France and Spain. So just edging in front of France to hand over second behind the Britons. Germany coming through very swiftly. Plata running a very quick bend. And now they head for the inside. Jake Minshall. Kejuaraan. 5 meters between the Briton and the German. France in third at the moment with Milan, Klemenic, Italy, Spain, Ireland. That's the order of the men behind them. But it's still Britain, and it's Jake Minshall going to hand over a big lead to David Race. Italy coming through strongly. Next to Gross on that last 100 meters of the second leg, but it's still Great Britain, Northern Ireland with David Race with 20-meter advantage over the battle between Italy and France, Germany and Spain, with Ireland still not out of contention. But Race, halfway through his stint on the third leg, he'll hand over to Sam Lunt. The 400-meter hurdles finalist. But it's Race now chasing down. Malik Scoopin Alpha has closed on Race. He's still a good 10 meters advantage. Sandlund takes over. Now he's got to hang on. Elijah Zien's closing him down quickly. But Lunt still doing well at the front there. He's focused, he's concentrated, and he's holding his form at the moment. Ziem has had to work very hard to get up on his shoulder. He's just 2 meters in arrears. Behind him, Spain have got into the bronze medal position. But coming around with 150 metres to go in this very last event, it's Great Britain, Northern Ireland. The baton's in the hand of Sam Lunt. Elijah Ziem now, well, he did all the hard work in the first 200 metres, but now Ziem is looking very, very tired indeed. France and Italy bearing down on the Germans, but the very last gold medal of these championships, the men's 4x400 metres gold, goes to Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Sam Lunt holds on, he runs a fantastic last leg, and he brings Great Britain and Northern Ireland home to victory. 3:06.89, just under a second in front of Germany. Germany just holding France, Italy out of the medals.
Absolutely storming last leg there from Sam Lunt, and some of the athletes getting over some individual disappointments. He was outside of the medals. He tired down the home straight, but not this time around. It was a really close battle in the end. David Race, another who would have wanted to better individually, but ultimately had that big gap. And you can see the celebration started as soon as all of the medalists crossed the finish line. The French in particular, look at what it means. And surely on a high after that women's 4x4 as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be very interested. I mean, of course, by the time David Race took over the baton from Jake Minchell, Britain were well ahead, and they managed to maintain that lead, and indeed they are the European champions once again in this event, as they've been so often in the past. But it was a very interesting battle behind Britain and Germany for that bronze medal. You could just see with the long shot, and we've used this phrase a couple of times, ebbed and flow. Spain got in front at one point. Italy was certainly involved. France, though, came through to take the bronze in that thrilling finish, and the thrilling finale to 4 great days of competition. Also, looking down the results, shout out to Ireland once again, coming home in 7th place, yes, with a national under-20 record for the quartet of Bosch, Doody and the Mannion brothers. So what a great way to finish these 4 days here in Jerusalem. Well, the party's just about to start on the infield. It's an open party which spectators, athletes are all invited to. Before we go, well, we're going to wait and see the medal tables, I'm sure, and the final results. Just a few reflections on the last 4 days.
Well, where do you start? I touched on that story about Gunnleifsson Isaksson and the emotional connection that he had with losing his mother and wanting to win all of his competitions in her memory. And that was a really touching moment. But we've seen athletes as young as 15 years of age win medals at these championships. We've seen people come back and improve on their performances from Tallinn 2 years ago. Charlie Carvel, who we just saw flashing through there, was one of those, coming away with huge personal bests, and people have taken whole seconds off them, including in individual races as well as through the rounds. And they've had to come through the rounds in incredible heat, some of the athletes, up to 33 degrees, sweltering in Jerusalem. That's why the timetable's been heavily adapted, and that's why there have been some very quick turnarounds between late at night and coming through in the morning. You have to factor in back to what you don't see, the call room, the warm-up, and a pre-race meal. But ultimately, many cases of deja vu in terms of Neil Laros being at the front in 2 events. Agata Tsauna. Watch out for these names, write them down, remember them, have a look on the European Athletics website at those you may have missed, and all the highlights that's going to come through in the next few days, because the championship is an unconventional signing there. Hopes that that's not a permanent marker. But yes, these championships will be remembered for a long time to come, and athletes will take these achievements. Some of them will take the disappointments, the injuries, the moments they missed out on, but ultimately want to be remembered.
Well, yes, and Alex and I were just remembering the highlights of the last 4 days. as we were watching the highlights of the men's 4x400 metre relay. Great Britain, Northern Ireland triumphing with 3 minutes 6:89, just ahead of Germany and France. There's the medal table. Germany leading the way with 23 medals, 8 of them golden, 8 silver, 7 bronze. Sweden, their best ever championships, 5 gold medals. Czech Republic, 3 golds. It has to be said, Jakub Dudjeka got reinstated in the 800 metres after an appeal by the Czechs. So 3 golds go to the Czech Republic. No less than 21 nations got a gold medal. Just look at that. And many, many more getting further medals as well, even if they...
Saksikan terus Tengkorak Sports. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe, like, dan share.